What is Gary trying to do here? You're trying to raise some money?
Yeah, so our goal is to raise anywhere from 150 to 250 million to really have an impact on the economy for Nairobi and Kenya as a whole. That would be our initial launch, and then our goal is to get about $1 billion under contract. And really what we want to do is, our ultimate goal is to be able to provide access to savings, utilities or vehicles for the unbanked, or for people that traditionally would not have access to that, while also working with the banks to give them a stable and solid investment tool so that it doesn't have the fluctuations that some of the investments that they have right now.
How does an organization like yours manage to deliver interest rates which are as attractive as the ones that you're proposing to bring?
Yeah, because a lot of our investments are not based off of speculation, they're based off of hard assets. So based off of the type of properties that we're buying, the fact that they're cash flowing, and we're using actual real estate, we can guarantee those rates because it never changes. It's not based on the valuation of the property or what it could be after being built or something like that. It's cash flowing from day one, so we're guaranteeing those rates simply by having that cash flow coming through.
When you talk about real estate, is it actually an asset-backed security that someone's giving you money for?
It depends on what the definition is you want to use, but for the most part it is an asset-backed security. Essentially what we're doing is we're investing in hard assets, which are real estate based in the US, in markets that we know don't have much fluctuation, have an economy that's strong. We also have a couple other parameters to ensure that the rental income is going to continue, which is usually a couple universities within range, maybe some big corporations that have a lot of transient people coming in and out that aren't looking for permanent residence. And we're also buying way below market value. So we know that even if the market were to come down a little bit, we have a cushion in there that would protect us.
You were describing an environment that you had existed in, setting up your e-commerce business, the first tokenization of a property in New York, the blockchain, which from what I gathered from you, it's a bit like a silver bullet in your mind. At the same time, I read other economists like Nouriel Roubini, who's telling me that cryptocurrencies are all a scam. There's a lot of debate out there. And I wanted to pick your mind and just get a fix from you as to where we are right now, where in the curve are things like the blockchain, and where do you imagine it being in like 2, 3, 4 years' time? What should Africa be focusing on if it really wants to, leapfrog and catch up, and this is that moment? Would you be thinking about those different scenarios?
So as I mentioned in our last conversation, there's a big difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency. Blockchain is the underlying technology that allows cryptocurrency to exist, but cryptocurrency was created to be a decentralized type of currency. So I'll kind of address the blockchain first. So blockchain for me, it's being utilized in a lot of different ways right now in different industries, which it's just not really being talked about. So blockchain is really just a decentralized documentation system. So it doesn't allow for the manipulation or the corruption of data.
Is that a guarantee?
Because it's decentralized, so that it's got to be validated by multiple people before it can actually be changed. So and since most of them are anonymous, there's no way that you could corrupt the system and, unfortunately bribe people or pay off that many people that you could actually cover a system like that. So by decentralizing it, the data has to be validated by multiple people before it can actually be substantiated. So when you look at a system like that, anything from land titles to insurance to any of these things that they have to speculate because they don't really know what's going to happen, it can document all of that and keep a full record of it.
Are we seeing mass adoption in those areas you're describing?
You're starting to see a lot of governments start to use it, whether it's for government contracts. You're starting to see a lot more for land and title recognition. Because I know, at least in the United States, there's a title search company that has to do a title search before you buy a property, and they have to validate everything. That'll eliminate a lot of that stuff because all this will be documented and it'll be validated by multiple people. So no one person can change that without being validated by other parties. So once you get into an environment like that, it cuts out some of those middleman services and it gets rid of the opportunity for corruption or theft or inaccurate information. So when you look at anything like from the government to banking systems to any of that stuff, it will hopefully solve a lot of those issues that we run into where, wire fraud or any of these other kind of scams that are out there right now. Blockchain will help solve a lot of that stuff.